Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 22 of my early campaign where I'm playing as the Almohads. And I gotta say I do feel a lot better about this campaign than I do about my Aragon campaign, which is also going fine, but I do feel like there's less for me to worry about in this one. I feel like I'm in a better place. I feel stronger. I feel like my navy's stronger. I feel like my army is stronger. And there's less threats overall. Even though, I mean, you would think that the fact that I'm a Muslim nation that's kind of butting heads with a couple of Catholic factions, that I should be a little bit worried, but I'm not actually, because even though the Germans do have a crusade sitting right on my border here, I don't think that they're going to be able to attack. If they would have been able to, they would have done it already. And this crusade, I think, is going to be withering away and disappearing at some point. And as irony goes, this is actually, I mean, the Germans and the French are actually at war with each other. So the Germans actually do have a crusade sitting in one of, well, their enemy's territory, which might actually be draining the French armies. I haven't really looked at that. Are they draining them? Maybe? It's hard to tell. I don't know. I know that the zeal matters, and the zeal is at 50% in this province. But I don't know if a crusade can just kind of sit there and drain other armies indefinitely. Yeah, I actually don't know about that. So, in any case, though, it's doing a good thing for me. I mean, it's weakening the French, whatever. The crusade will eventually die out. I don't think they will be able to launch an attack on Aragon. And if the French wanted to as well, I mean, I don't think that they have the strength for it. In fact, who are they at war with now? Is it just me and the Germans? It is just me and the Germans, but the war between them and the Germans, it's not going too well. It is kind of a stalemate. If anything, it looks like the Germans might be pushing the French back a little bit, which does feel pretty good for me. And up here, there is an opportunity for the English to push back if they wanted to. They haven't yet. Although there is an English boat in the water. So the English Navy's back on the table here. And it's going to be curious to see what they want to do with it. Because, you know, they have options here. I destroyed the strongest French army. Not completely destroyed. The remnants are still here. But the strongest French army was heavily damaged here in Northumbria. So if this army that belongs to England wants to attack from Scotland and take back Northumbria, it's in the realm of possibility. And this English army down here, although not large, it's a lot of Royal Knights, and if they wanted to hold back these just tiny little French armies here in Wales and Wessex, they very well could. And that would give the English time to, you know, reconsolidate their island. And then what are we looking at? Well, the French don't really have much here on this shore line, so the English could potentially have time to build up their territories and make something of it. You know, potentially build a navy, and build up a trade network and make some money off of their island. That would be really nice. I guess I'm just sort of dreaming right now, but that would be nice. Overall, though, comparing this campaign to the Aragon campaign, where the French in the Aragon campaign are so strong. They're taking on everyone and they're beating everyone. And in this campaign, it's kind of nice to see the French struggling a little bit, which is it's a nice change of pace for sure. Now, as far as my treasury goes, sitting on 52,000, that feels pretty good. I am making 4 grand a year, also feels pretty solid. Not like super duper, but you know what, it's fine. I have a lot of armies, so I get it. I have a lot of armies that's eating up a lot of upkeep, as you know, for sure, but whatevs. I think it'll be fine. And I'm not training any soldiers right now, I don't think. I am training some crossbowmen, that's right, yes. I'm getting some crossbowmen ready just so I can keep up with the arms race, but other than that, I don't think I'm training any more soldiers. But I am building some buildings in most provinces. In fact, let me just take a peek here. Since this is a border territory, I should probably get another defensive upgrade here. Castle and ring wall, 300 florins, 3 years. The ring wall gives another defensive layer to a castle and surrounds a large area that can be used for workshops, stores, stables, and barracks. These effects mean that a ring wall greatly aids the garrison in withstanding long sieges and reduces the losses that they suffer over time. So that's going to be very worth it. Let's get one of those. And I think over here in Tunisia, since I'm focusing mostly on just boats and agents here in Tunisia, I may as well get the 3rd tier castle, which is the castle itself. That way I can get the brothel, which will allow me to train spies here. And then in Algeria, Algeria is sort of my companion territory to Morocco. So Morocco is training my desert-based soldiers that I want to send north that take up the bulk of my armies in some ways, such as the desert archers and the Nubian spearmen and the Berber camels. The guys that I want to have armored for fighting in Europe, I'm going to train them here in Morocco. But then for my desert soldiers that I want fighting in the desert, I'm not going to armor them. I'm not going to build an armory here in Algeria, so that I can have all of these units trained here in Algeria for any potential fighting in this, direction. So that's the plan there. So Morocco is working on its first armory, actually. I really took my time on that one. Probably should have did that one before, but oh well. And I noticed that I actually can't train any cavalry here. So let's fix that. I actually do need to get an improved farmland before I can build a horse farmer. So do that, and then I will build a horse farmer after that. Other than that, though, Granada, yeah, castle here, armory in Cordoba, a drinking den, which is the upgraded assassin building here in Valencia. That looks good. Castle in Aragon. Is it the metalsmith? Is that what that's called? Yeah, metalsmith for that +1 attack here in Navarre. Yeah, Castile's working on, is it a spearman's workshop? Spearmaker's workshop? What is this for? Muwahid foot soldiers. Yes, good spearman. Good spearman there. And then, is that the same thing here? Spearmaker's Guild. So, yeah, this one I'm trying to build up to getting some Ghulam cavalry, which is the big heavy hitters. For sure, because that's right now the one thing that my army is really lacking is a decent heavy cav. Now, Ghulam cavalry actually are like on the weaker side of the heavy cav in this game, but it's what I got. And if I give them some armor and some weapon upgrades from a metalsmith or two, then that should hopefully kind of get them on even ground with the Catholic knights. Not the chivalric knights, not the good ones, but at least the feudal knights I could, kind of hold my ground against. Portugal, I think, is mostly going to be focusing on boats, I think. So, yeah, they're looking okay as well. So I'm not going to be, as I said, training any soldiers right now. What I do want to do, so I do have a 3-star assassin, and I'm sending him to go after this 4-star general here in Toulouse. So we'll see if I can get it done. There's low chances, but once you have a 3-star assassin, you may as well use him for something other than, killing emissaries and bishops that wander into your territories. You may as well venture off and see if you can get some work done in enemy territory. At least that's a thought. That is a thought. So, yeah, I don't think I have to go too intense with, disrupting the French because, yeah, they're not doing well against the Germans. This is not a good fight for them. So, yeah, let's see. Just want to keep an eye on my family as well. Khalifa Umar I, he's 45, and son Muhammad 19. Look good, good. That feels really good. So 45, 19, yeah. That's pretty gosh darn good. So yeah, honestly, I think I'm at the end of the turn here, so I don't know if there's really much for me to do. I wouldn't expect the Egyptians, they're being nice right now. They are being nice. They haven't been attacking me. They've been dealing with their own stuff. I believe they are. Are they back to being at war with the Byzantines, or are they at peace right now? They are just at peace, damn. Yeah, I would like the Egyptians to go back to war with the Byzantines, but you know what? In about 21 years, I would say around 1230, they're going to be getting a surprise from the east, and that's going to be disrupting the Egyptian plan, whatever it is. And at that point, I won't have to worry about them, I don't think. In the meantime, though, they still could try something cheeky and try to take Cyrenaica, but that really would not be worth for them. I mean, the whole 114 florins that this province is making is probably not worth the damages that they would sustain from that attack. With all that being said, I think, honestly, I can probably just drop a save and start moving on here. Well, how about this? The Germans are trying to get a ceasefire when they still have a crusade sitting on my borders. I don't know how that works. Does that just cancel their crusade? I mean, I'm going to accept, but I can't imagine that's going to hold. Well, yeah, what's going to happen? I'm so curious. Moving on. So yeah, one of my heirs did come of age, Prince Ibrahim. Hard sums, +1 acumen, and then natural leader, +2 morale and +1 loyalty. Good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Yeah, I want to skip that. I want to see what's going on. So the crusade is still here. So its objective is Sol Cordoba. This has to change back, right? So next turn, we're going to be back at war with the Germans? That has to be. Huh. We did actually finally sink that German boat that I had been chasing around for quite a while. So that's nice. And gosh, was there a French boat too? I thought there might have been. I thought there was a French boat. Was there not? That I was trying to kill? Maybe I killed it. Maybe did the English kill it? Are they? Oh my God, they did. Yes. Yes. Go England. Yes. So they attacked that French boat that was here. They didn't actually attack any provinces. They should though. Yeah, so wait, awesome. That's great news. England and France are back at war again. All is right in the world. Have the Danes finally taken Norway? Yes, they have. Oh, it's about goddamn time. Yes, it's about time. And lucky for them, Saxony is held by rebels. So the Danes' southern territories should not be threatened until Saxony is taken. That's nice. That's nice to have that breathing room. Good. Yeah, good for the Danes. They might actually, I'm not going to say do something because they probably won't, but they might actually hang on for a bit in this campaign. Skipping ahead a few years here, I can finally train spies here in Valencia, and my oh my, it's about goddamn time. A spy discovers information about your rivals. A spy sees everything about the province and any armies where he is standing. A spy can also be used to find out about a character's hidden vices and can plant evidence of treachery. He can also cause discontent in rivals' provinces. Now, there's a few things he can do in this game that shinobis were not able to do in Shogun, and one of the things that I've never really messed around with too much is the planting evidence of treachery. That's kind of a way that you can use that to get rid of disloyal generals on your own side. Now, of course, the question becomes, could you not just use an assassin to get rid of him if it really was that desperate? You could. I believe that if he survives an assassination attempt, he will get bad traits. Now, I know that's pretty ambiguous because I don't have those traits memorized, that line of traits memorized. Now, the thing is that I'm pretty sure there's also a downside to failing, a spy failing of the planting of, treacherous evidence. That's also one of those things where I think, if I can remember correctly, that's a way that you can use spies to essentially start a civil war in your own territories if you needed to, because I think that if the spy is found out, then the general becomes disloyal. If the spy is successful, then the general is essentially, convicted and he's killed. He's executed for being, treacherous. So you get rid of the disloyal general in either case. Well, it's a weird one. Like in one case, you either get rid of him, or in another case, you make it so that there's a civil war, which can be a lot to deal with, but can be desired depending on how you feel about that. In my case, I've never felt like, man, I really could go for a civil war right now. I know that some people did like to play around with that back in the day. I think those people were super hardcore though. I don't know. I prefer to kind of keep this a little bit easy if I can. I think that the AI throws enough at me to play with. I've never really felt like, let's try out a civil war. There are situations where it's like extra desperate, where they look at their family line and they think, oh man, I really need to start a civil war. Otherwise, my family line isn't going to go on because my king isn't, having any sons or something like that. So there is that, I suppose. And I would, I would have to see if that ever came down to it, if I ever really was that desperate to do that. We will see. There's still a lot more of Medieval Total War for me to play yet. But if it ever did come to that, that would be one of my tools available to me, is I would have a spy that I could use to instigate a civil war by planting evidence of treachery. But there's more stuff you can do as well. Like, you can spy on enemy generals as well. You can reveal their hidden traits, which is interesting. Not too useful in and of themselves, I don't think. But by doing that, that general also can get negative traits as well by becoming suspicious, and you can become a bad ruler. Either extra, like either too much dread. Is there such thing as too much dread? I'm not sure, but I think that the Protestants can lose happiness, and I think he can lose loyalty, I believe. Again, memorizing the vice and virtue chains I haven't been able to do it. I don't really have that yet. And I don't really have it yet where I should probably have it like a second monitor where I just have it all in front of me where I can just read it off to you. But I don't. Yeah, I'm not set up yet. I'm not ready. So yeah, a lot of this is vague, right? I don't really have a lot of concrete good advice or tips for you. The whole trying to mess with enemy generals is something that I have played around with quite a bit. And it can be tough. If you're trying to go for a province that has enough security and you just can't get your spy in there, then you're like, oh man, I can't. You're just losing spies. You're losing so many spies. But I still think it's worth trying. I still think that if you're trying to destabilize a region without going to war with them, you don't want to lose that trade, for instance, or you don't want to take that territory, for instance, then there's a lot of options to you. If that region that you're trying to destabilize is of a different religion than you can use your religious agents to try to change and sway their religion, to try to make them lose control of their population. You can try to influence the vice and virtue chains of the governors of those regions to make provinces less happy, or maybe, I don't know, maybe the governor loses dread, maybe the governor loses piety, and then you increase the zeal of the province by using an inquisitor, and then maybe that causes issues. There's a lot of things that you can play around with. Now, have I had success doing these things? Honestly, not really. I've kind of been struggling trying to really destabilize regions this way. In Shogun, it was a lot more simple. You would just throw 6 shinobi in a province, and they'd be having trouble. But in this game, because the spy's ability to destabilize regions is not cumulative, it's less effective. But I still think here's the thing, is that the amount that spies lower population loyalty in enemy provinces, I think it's like 20% per point of valor. So you get a 3 valor spy, and that's going to lower that population loyalty in that region by 60%. I believe that's true. I think that's true. And that is quite powerful, but you do, of course, need to get that valor up for that spy. And that leads to a discussion of another thing that I have talked about a little bit before, but I think at this point, since I've just gone the last like 4 turns without really doing anything, I'm just kind of skipping turns right now. And if I don't really have much to do, then what I can do, since I have the time and I can focus my attention towards this, is actually try to train up some spies and maybe some assassins to see, what I can get done with this, and try to play around with this and see if I can actually destabilize, say, the French or the Germans. If I look at the Glorious Achievements panel, it's not actually the French that I have to worry about, or the Byzantines. It's actually the Germans and the Italians have the second highest points after me. So if I wanted to destabilize some regions, it would be these factions that I'd be looking towards. So yeah, one thing that I've talked about and had this advice offered to me is the idea of fishing for enemy agents to try to bring them, using my own agents, putting my own agents in their territories, say for a turn, and then bring them back to my territories to try to get a chase, try to get an enemy agent locked on to assassinate my agent, and then bring them back to my territories in a province where I've destroyed my border fort so that that enemy agent's not going to be caught by my border fort, and then they in turn can be caught by my own agents who are counterspying in my territories. And that's a way that I can use them to build up their valor. And this is another thing that I haven't really... I swear, like, I believe in this. Like, I believe this works. I've heard it from enough people. It makes sense. I've been trying it with my Egyptian campaign, which is a campaign that I've been playing on my own time, and I have not had any success with it. But I don't know. I guess I'll just keep trying. And I think that this campaign is a really good... This is a good opportunity for me to do it, because I'm not really doing anything else right now. I have these provinces that I can definitely use. I can use Algeria, Tunisia. I don't want to do it in a province where I have my kings and my heirs. I don't want to risk, something important dying. But I have plenty of provinces. That's what's nice about playing at the Almohads, is that I have all these provinces where nothing matters. I can, if I want to, fish enemy assassins and bring them to my territories, to territories that don't have border forts, perfect. I have the room for it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I can train spies from Valencia. I can also, is it honor, are they honor 1 yet? Do I have honor 1 assassins yet? Yes, I do. So I have honor 1 assassin, or valor 1 assassins in Valencia, and then I have spies in Valencia, and then I'm also, what do I have in Tunisia? Just regular assassins, and I don't have spies yet. So I am working on building a fortress here so that I can get spies going. And yeah, I'll have a couple territories here where I can, work on this and see what I can get going here. So I'm going to get a bunch of spies going. I also want spies I want a spy sitting in each of my provinces just to keep the population loyalty high in my own territory. Just as an extra measure. I know that things are looking pretty good. Looking around, things are looking pretty good. But just having a spy in every territory is another, way that I like to make sure that things stay pretty stable. I like playing it safe. I don't know, man. People talking about instigating civil wars in their own territories just for the fun of it. It seems like a lot of work. If I get a bad king, I just ride that guy out. There's enough. This campaign's long enough, to where he's gonna be around for 25 turns. Fine, I don't care. So yeah, I like to keep things easy, and if I can just get a spy in every territory, I'll start with that, and then I will eventually work my way to where I can, start. Actually, I can just start doing that right now from Tunisia. Yeah, let's just train up a bunch of assassins. My question would be, do I even need, can I fish with just one? Can I fish with 1 assassin? Like just bringing agents over and then they follow him and then he catches them? Or should there be an agent waiting in this territory? That would be my question. So yeah, Elf, if you have some tips for me, let me know. In my Egyptian campaign, that's what I was doing. I would just have like a spy waiting back here, like, come to me. And nothing happened. Like seriously, no catches, nothing at all. And it was like I don't know, like 1250 or so in that campaign. So like there has to be agents on the field. I don't get it. I don't know, what I'm doing wrong there, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to do it on camera. So if there's any advice coming my way, you will, you or, Elf or anyone else will be able to direct me more completely and show me what I'm doing wrong here. Well, how about this? For the sake of posterity, let's give it a try. Just make sure that, I'm on camera doing this. Got my Valor 0 assassin from Tunisia. And I've spotted a province with no border forts. There's a port, though. It's only a 2-star general, so hopefully there's no, countermeasures, spies or assassins protecting him. So, yeah, we will see. Let's go in there. Go into Genoa. And then, I will bring him... Yeah, I'll obviously leave him there during the end turn, and then I'll try bringing him back next turn, and I'll see if I can catch a fish. And if not, then I'll just keep trying. Gosh darn it. Now, as we move on to the next turn, let's actually... I almost forgot to do this. Let's destroy my border fort here in Tunisia. Destroy that, yes please. And that leaves me, yeah, I hate how it it takes down like the whole entire thing, the border fort and the border watchtower. So I would need to build back that border watchtower if I wanted that extra population loyalty. Looks like I'm doing okay for now though. So let's bring back this assassin, and this is going to get confusing. So let's not have this assassin here. Let's bring him over somewhere else. I looked at Tuscany. Looks like they also do not have a border fort. Wonderful. I love it. There's a 3-star general. Ooh, there is some real nice. Okay, he might die. But we'll see. This is just going to be a test to see, you know, how this works out. So, yeah, let's see if I can catch a fish using this assassin here. Other than that, though, there's really not a whole lot going on. I'm really taking things easy here. Just kind of moving along with my turns. So, I think that the next count for the Glorious Achievements points is going to be 1225, I believe. So, in another 10 turns. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. I mean, there's no really reason for me to make a move. As I've talked about before, I would fancy an attack against the French at some point. But man, attacking like into Western Central Europe can be really complicated. And I'll talk more about that in a second here. Looks like the Turks are being pushed back by the Byzantines here in Georgia. That's too bad. Yeah, they're really losing a lot of territory right here. Although, how did that happen? Did they lose? I'll take a look at that in a second. The Sicilians are happy. Good for them. And the King of England has died from an illness. Alright. Merchants Guild completed here in Portugal. Horse Farmer is finished here in Morocco. Castle's finished in Aragon. And yeah, that's about it. So, before I talk about invading France, let's go over here to see... Yeah, interesting. So they used their navy to attack, like, what, from the Crimea or from Bulgaria? And they just took Georgia? Okay. That's pretty risky. I mean, it looks like the king is really, wow. Okay. So it's the king and then 2 of his sons and then a unit of armored militia, and that's his entire army. Oh, man. If the Turks are powerful enough, like they could, with this army here, like, come down here and destroy, you know, a big chunk of the Byzantine royal family. I'm curious. I wonder if there's anyone left. Are there any other Byzantine family members, or are they all there in Georgia? Okay, so there is one in the Crimea. There is another one here in Bulgaria as well. Let's see, is it just the 2 of them? Yeah, it looks like it's just, unless there's anyone down here. I doubt there's any family members on the islands just rotting away. Oh my god. Look at all these naphtha throwers. Oh, that's great. Imagine invading this and just getting a bunch of grenades thrown at you. Oh, I kind of want to do that now. I want to invade Crete and fight up against a bunch of naphtha throwers. That'd be awesome. Oh dear. But yeah, this is very risky for the Byzantines. I mean, are they just at war with the Turks? Yes, they are. Yeah, the Turks are in a tough spot. They're losing stuff. They've been dealing with some Muslim rebellions here in Armenia as well, so they're having a tough time, and things are not going to be getting easier for them as well. So anyway, yeah, talking about invading France, like if I wanted to just like take this as a chunk, it's hard to do, isn't it? Because typically when you want to expand your realm, you want to do so in a way that you don't increase your borders too much, if at all. You know, ideally the way you do it is you expand in a way that you keep your borders very, very small. So for instance, here I have a 2-province border, which is really easy to defend. And then down here as well, Cyrenaica is a 1-province border, which is very easy to defend. In addition to that, the great sand dunes of Cyrenaica, in addition to the mountains up here. I'm going to embarrass myself. Is this the Pyrenees, or are these the Pyrenees? I'm getting this mixed up right now. This is one mountain range, and this is another mountain range. I think this is the Pyrenees. But yeah, these are both mountainous regions, and they're, you know, easy to defend. So as I would expand into what is essentially a lowland territory, just by looking at this topographical map, it doesn't appear to be a lot of hills. Yes, perhaps here in Toulouse, maybe a little bit here in Aquitaine. And then as you get more into like Provence and Burgundy, but as far as the French territories, it's looking pretty flat in a lot of these territories. There is river here. So if I look at this, anyone attacking Toulouse from Provence does have to cross a river. What about Burgundy into Toulouse? So they would not have to cross a river to attack Toulouse. But yes, for Provence, they would have to attack over a river. What about from Burgundy to Anjou? Do they have to cross a river? No, they do not. Ile-de-France? Yes, they do. So Burgundy to Ile-de-France is going to be crossing a river. And then, like, what about to Lorraine, for example? Nope, they're good. And then, let's see, I want to check out Swabia to Lorraine. There's nothing, no rivers there. What about Franconia? Franconia, don't have to cross a river. Friesland into Lorraine. Yes, they would be crossing this river right here. Yes, they would. And then Friesland into Flanders. No river. Interesting, because it looks like there is one, but I guess that's not going to count here. So I guess there is a few instances here where you are going to have a river to defend yourself by taking these French territories. That's good. That actually does mean something. I guess that kind of changes what I was going to say. That's actually solid. You can work with that. That allows you to place the majority of your armies in your provinces where you're not going to have a river. And I'm not going to go back over that right now on camera. If I ever, do think about invading France further down the line, I'll decide where I want to place the majority of my armies. But yeah, that would be the idea, right? In provinces where you're defended by the river, you can place less men. And then in the provinces where you do not have that river, you can place the majority of your men. In addition to that, you can kind of use a satellite defense system where you will have castles with just like a couple peasants hanging out in them. And then you can just simply reinforce from adjacent provinces with your main armies. That's another way to cut down on the expenses when you guard these long borders, because if we look at this, the shortest path would be taking just Toulouse, Anjou, and Normandy. And that'd be a 3-province border, and that would also keep it to where there would be 0 border between Normandy and then the British Isles. So it would just be this, right? And then I would obviously take Aquitaine and Brittany. And that's manageable, it is. But once you start getting past that, it gets pretty complicated. If you want to take Ile-de-France, then you're expanding it into a 4-province border. Toulouse, Anjou, Ile-de-France, and then Flanders or Normandy. And then, yeah, even Champagne is even more complicated. So, what about Lorraine to Champagne? Is there a river here? No, there's not. Okay. Yeah, that's something that I'm not in a big rush to do right now. With my treasuries at 62,000, and it does feel good. It really does feel good. Don't get me wrong. But before I start playing around with stuff like that, just for the fun of it, I want a treasury of like 500,000, and I want to be doing this in probably the high period of this campaign. Just so that I know things are looking pretty good, and I know I can afford it and whatnot. So that's going to be the plan much further down the line. I just wanted to talk about it now because there's really not much else to talk about. Because yeah, I'm pretty happily just kind of working on building my infrastructure and working on building up my economy and keeping any potential enemies at bay, and it feels pretty gosh darn good. So we will be experimenting with this. Okay, I already lost track. What turn am I on? Did I just move this guy? Was he just moved? Oh god, I already lost track. Which one of these guys came from? Oh dear. Oh, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Let's just keep trying. I'll keep trying the fishing strategy. I'll do it, say like in Algeria. Let's destroy this border fort as well. Yes, destroy. And then I suppose Valencia as well. Let's destroy this border fort. This can be used as another region. Yeah, let's do that. And yeah, let's see if we can bring some agents back to these provinces. Okay, so the German crusade, in an act of sheer desperation, has finally made their move. Okay. Wait, this is even an option? This is kind of bizarre. I didn't think this is even an option because it's going for Cordoba, and Cordoba is mine. So, no, obviously I'm not going to let it pass. It's a very dilapidated crusade. It's going to get absolutely crushed. It's funny that they waited this long and then they decided to go for it. It's also funny because we actually have been, during the last few turns, they took that ceasefire that we had, and then they actually did ask for an alliance, and I did grant it because I didn't really see myself going to war with the Germans at any point. And then here we are. So, you know what? Let's do it. Let's fight. Will you allow it to pass? No, I will not. And then let's see, the death of one of my rival's agents. So I did kill Catholic Bishop with my assassin. He's now rank 2. All right. What? Come. Okay. So then the crusade just retreats. Oh god. Okay. So I have the biggest armies. That's to be expected. And then yeah, so now since the Germans declared war against me, a lot of the allies that I've actually made in the last few turns are gonna probably break off ties with me, which is too bad. So let's see. Yeah, the Poles is one, and then England is gonna side with the Germans. Okay. Really, Egypt? Come on. They're just looking for excuses. They want to attack me so bad. They just wanted to get rid of that chance of getting a -1 influence, and now they're good, and now they're like, oh yeah, now we can attack them. Prince Ibrahim, master of numbers. All right, +3 acumen. Holy shit. Dude's a genius. Dude is a genius. All right, well, okay. Oh dear. Yeah, there's less than a stack here. There's no way they're gonna be like. I really wanted them to attack me though. What's going on here with France? Like, is this like 2 generals stacked? Is this how they're trying to freak me out? Is this psychological warfare right here? 2 generals are just stacking their stars on top of one another so that I think them up against a 17-star general. I mean, I'm dumb enough to fall for it. I really am. No, there's actually a 7-star general here. My god. Let's see, Lord de Lunes. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, wow, he is really freaking good. I don't know anything about him. I'm assuming he's a historical general with a name like that. Yeah, he's really, really good. Truly pious, natural leader. Magnificent builder, murderous temper. Steward, affable. He is just an all-around good guy. And yeah, interesting. So yeah, he married someone. I guess. Yeah. Wow. I'm assuming the French did that because you can't do that. You can't just have one of your non-royal family members marry into another family. That's impossible, correct? Yeah. Now, I just had to think about it for a second. That is impossible. So for him to be married, he did marry a French princess. Interesting. I feel like his loyalty was never really in question, if we look at that. You know, because marrying a princess only raises the loyalty by 1, correct? So, were they looking at this and they're like, oh my god, what happens if we lose him? Anyway, so, yeah, for the record, I haven't gotten any hits yet, or any bites, should I say, on my fishing strategy, my agent fishing strategy. But I'm going to keep trying. What I'm going to start doing now is, what I'm going to do is actually just leave them in there for a turn. So I'll do that, and there's no... Ooh, not this province. Do this province? There's no border for it, correct. Yeah, I'm going to leave them there for a turn, and see how that turns out. This one is good, and then I think I have a third assassin. Maybe he died. All right, let's start. Let's get you. You can go to, where was the other place? Oh no, he's here in Tuscany already. Okay, yeah, my assassin. Ye of little faith. I didn't believe in you. I thought you had died. So yeah, I'm just gonna let him hang out for another turn. I'm trying new things here. I'm trying different things. I'm gonna try to leave them there for a turn and see if that's gonna be long enough to bait an agent in my direction. Yeah, we will see. We will see. You know what? If this takes, I'm gonna keep trying different things with this. I'll try different, times, waiting to the different intervals and whatever. And just try to get a feel for it, because if this is a real strategy, I really do want to get the hang of it. I don't have anything against training agents. I don't think that there's anything really against it. It's a little gamey for sure, yeah, but it's not. It doesn't feel dumb to me. And the fact that there is like an entire game waiting within this game, which is the whole destabilization of, enemy regions. But it just feels difficult with low-level agents. But the fact that it's there is so enticing, and it does make me want to try to get this to work. So, you know what? I am a patient man, so I will do the due diligence to try to figure out the right pattern and the right way to make this work. And I know the simple answer might simply just be that there might not be any agents on the field right now. But I find that so hard to believe, because the year is 1218. I've had agents for a while now. Like, is there really so few? I don't know. I guess, yeah, but I'll keep trying. I will keep trying here. And who knows? I don't fish in real life. So if that has anything to do with it, then maybe I just suck at this and I should make sure I never fish again. But as far as the game goes, I'm gonna keep trying here. Well, who is attacking me now? It's either the Turks or the Egyptians just sunk one of my goddamn ships in the Aegean. Ugh, I don't like that. Okay, so it must be the Egyptians, because they've also sunk my boat in the Black Sea, and they also sunk one of my boats in the Eastern Mediterranean. Damn, they just won all these fights, in the Nile coast as well. And I outnumbered them in this case. Oh, man. Yikes, that sucks. That's a lot of boats that I have to replace. Not to mention, not trading with Egypt anymore. Damn. And now Novgorod also is going to break off their alliance because the Egyptians are at war with me. Jeez, oh Pete's. And yes, the Turks as well. Yes, why not? Why not? Am I back to being friendless? I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. Yes, Khalifa Umar I is now a magnificent builder, +2 loyalty and +10 happiness in all provinces. All right, well, yes, this is gonna be a mess. So yes, my profits went down to 700. That sucks. Oh man, see, why aren't my boats winning? Because I thought that pretty much all of my DAOs should have +1 valor, because I trained all of them from Tunisia. So why am I losing these fights? That's why naval battles seem so, weird, because I should be winning these. And this was even a 2v1. So what the hell? Yeah, that's frustrating. So let's see. Let's just focus on. So yeah, in this case, anytime these naval wars break out, don't worry about trying to keep your lines intact. Just double down wherever you can and win battles wherever you can. So in this case, for example, in the Aegean, I'm going to bring a ship from the Sea of Crete and then down here from the Sea of Marmara. And we'll fight that boat. And then, let's see, down here in the Nile, what do I want to do about that? I can bring this boat from the Gulf of Siora over here. And that's probably good for now. I just want to focus on the 2v1s. I don't want to go too crazy with it because I want to be able to cover down. So if they do run away, then I can just chase with one boat while leaving the other one here, for example. So that's going to be the idea with that. Yeah, bummer, man. You think you know a man. You think you know a man. See, I can't wait for the Mongols to show up, because when the Mongols show up, You know, that's going to get rid of a lot of my problems, I think. And by problems, I mean Egyptians. Because, yeah, they're not cooperating. That's for goddamn sure. Well, what do we have here? The Sicilians have a crusade marker. My goodness, wow. I feel like I've never seen the Sicilians do anything. So, I mean, the fact that they actually, you know, have these provinces and are honestly probably making a little bit of money. Now that I'm looking around, they probably have something of a trade network. How much money is Naples making? It's making 2,600, yeah. Wow, the AI actually has a trade network going. Oh, good for them. Nice. I'm so proud. And Sicily itself is making 3 grand. Wow, I didn't even know they could make. I didn't even know they had resources there. I don't think Malta has much. No, they don't have anything. And Sardinia also doesn't have much either. But Malta or Sicily and Naples, that's really good. That's a lot. That's good money. And these armies, what do they have? Okay, nothing really. So yeah, a lot of royal knights, as to be expected. And yeah, the armies are pretty shite. Pretty shite, to be honest. You know, they are working towards their feudal armies here with some feudal sergeants and some feudal men-at-arms. So they have a little bit of that going, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Their armies are pretty awful, to be honest. But the fact that they have a crusade marker, I'm really curious to where they're going to be aiming that, because if it's towards me, they actually have the navy to attack me. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I need to think about this. If this is obviously Cyrenaica is like fine, right? I could probably move a stack or 2 away. Yeah, the Cyrenaica, I'm not going to think about Cyrenaica. This is just peasants. I've just been keeping them here just in case I ever need a peasant unit. I'll be like, hey, here, they're all here. Let's see. Can they attack provinces? Does the boats need to be in the province, I mean the sea region with a port, or can they just be bordering it like here? So like for instance, here they don't have a boat in the Gulf of Gabes, but here they do have a boat in the Africa coast. So if they destroy my boat, would they be able to attack Tunisia just because it borders it? I should know this. I should be able to test this, right? For example, if what's an example of this? Let me find a region here that. Right, so stupid question, because, right, you don't even need a port to be in that province for you to launch a naval invasion. Right. So, if they did beat me here with their 2 galleys against my 1 dhow, they could potentially invade Tunisia. They could potentially invade Algeria, because they do have, what do they have here? They have a bark as well. Yeah, so the Mediterranean Catholic factions can trade like the Mediterranean boats, like dromons and galleys, as well as the Western, like Central Catholic European factions, like the barks and the caravels. So yeah, they have like a variety of boats that they can build up. What do they have here? Galley in the Straits of Gibraltar. Okie dokie. Yeah, barks can beat my dhows. 1, 1, and 3, and then 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, barks can beat my dhows. Let's see, and then I do 2v1 them here, and this is a galley, so that's fine. They have a lot of boats in the water. Let's see, that's a dromon. That's the weakest ship of all. Galley, not worried about it. But they have a galley and a dromon here, so I should probably get another boat in that territory. Okie dokie, yeah. I mean, obviously that crusade has not even been launched yet, so I might be overreacting, but we will see. Yeah, I'm very, very curious. They have a naval presence. Holy God, do they have a naval presence. They have a ton of boats. And the fact that I'm already in a naval war with the Egyptians is going to make this very interesting if it is targeted towards me. So I am building dhows here in Tunisia, Algeria, and then Portugal. That should suffice. Fingers crossed, we will see. At this point, my curiosity does compel me to play one more turn just to see if this Sicilian Crusade is directed towards its target. I want to know. So let's end this here. And yeah, this is going to be the last turn for this episode. It's been a pretty quiet one. I've been recording for about 2 hours though, so it's been a long time for me. Hopefully I have enough footage here to at least make a somewhat substantial episode for you guys to watch. Obviously not a lot going on, but oh, where did that Sicilian Crusade go? It's not going towards me. So I did sink a German boat. Good, good, good. And I'm still losing freaking boats in the Nile coast. God damn, why are the Egyptian boats so good? Fucking hell. Alright, so my Khalifa did die from an illness, but I have an heir. And, what? Did I start a Muslim, wow, I started a Muslim rebellion in Switzerland. I didn't mean to do that. That's so funny. I don't think it's enough to really you know, make anything happen, but that's just so you would never, you know, hear about that. Okay, so I am the richest, la-di-da. The Armorer's Workshop is completed, and Castle Ringwall, wonderful. Prince Ibrahim, yes, +2 acumen and +20 happiness. All right. How's my heir situation looking now? So now my heir is one of my brothers, 26 years old. Okay. Looks like I have either a younger brother or a son on the way. He's 12 years old, Prince Abdullah, so we'll have to keep an eye on him to see if he becomes the new heir. And yeah, speaking of which, let's see. So yeah, my new Khalifa is now, he's 30 years old, 3 acumen, 3 command, 3 dread, 5 piety, 5 influence. Pretty ho-hum overall, but natural leader is pretty good. +2 morale, +1 loyalty. Secret gluttony is not good, so try to keep him out of a fight because that's going to get -3 valor. Not a good fighter. And very tradable though, so +1 happiness, +1 piety. So he will keep the realm happy, and you know what? I think that will be good enough. I thought I saw a Sicilian Crusade moving somewhere. Where are you going? I have to know. They're going to Tripoli. I will take it. I will take it. What do they got? Man, this army is better than anything the Sicilians actually have. Order of foot soldiers, militia sergeants, some arbalesters. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. And they're marching, you know, through Italian territory and then either through Hungarian or Germans. We will see. But yeah, then once they get to this part, it's going to be really tough for them. I find it difficult to believe they're going to garner enough support before they reach Constantinople. You know, I think this is going to be where they kind of get stopped. I don't see them marching through this much territory to reach Tripoli. That's going to be a long way to go. And yeah, speaking of a long way to go, I have a fight on my hands because the Egyptians are, you know, they are going to be coming at me here in the sea. Ooh, actually, yes. Sicily, kill the Egyptian Navy for me. Do it. Do it. That's the key. Sicily, move all of your boats from this area over here and fight with me side by side. Let's crush the Egyptian Navy, and then they can send the crusade by ocean to invade Tripoli. How about that? Yeah, that's my piece of advice. If only they had listened. We will see. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. So I just want to say, as always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. I've been Kind of Step, and this has been Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.